Hi everybody, my name is Bookie and I'm here for the Good Eve channel. So today we're going to talk about the concept of passive investing or passive income. So is it real or is it a scam? So what you can expect from this video today is that I'll talk about passive income, what it means and what types of passive income. And I'll also provide a perspective as to whether passive income, is this legit? Is it real? Or is it one of those other numerous scams that are out there to get your money and leave you broke or poorer than you were when you started? So what is passive income? Well, according to Forbes, the goal of passive income is to earn money while you sleep. Doesn't that sound like such a good idea? Imagine being asleep and money is hitting your bank account. That would be the dream. So it is when your money is working for you. After an initial outlay of effort and money on an asset, that asset continues to generate income, which is bringing money, without significantly additional effort. All right, so let's break it down and look at it another way. Basically, passive income is when you continue to make money from some kind of asset you've acquired, whether you put in effort into it or not. Now, the amount of passive income or money you make varies depending on the asset, depending on its location or the type of asset, and may also vary depending on who is actually managing the asset. But what's clear is that you, the owner of the asset or the person who invested into that asset, are not trading your effort, your sweat for this return on a daily or monthly or very frequent basis. Now, I think that there are no true, completely passive forms of income. There's work that you have to do to make sure that your asset will return good returns. Sometimes it might be just monitoring it, making sure the investment company or the management company that's looking after your asset is a good, responsible company. But ultimately, there is a little bit of effort you'll put into it, but not as much as like your 9-to-5 job, or if you're running your own business, or if you're a self-employed professional, for instance, a lawyer or a doctor, and you're providing services that way. So let's talk about now what are the different types of passive income. The first one I'm going to mention are bonds. And bonds are financial debt instruments where a company issues a bond or a country, and it's like you're loaning this company or this country money, and they give you a fixed amount of interest, such a number of times a year, perhaps once or twice, and at the end of the period, the tenor of the bond, that's the period for which they need to borrow this money, they give you back your entire capital, which is all the money you gave them, and you've enjoyed some interest payments over that time. So if you pick the right company, that's where the work comes in, picking the right company, doing your homework, having the right asset manager and the bank to collect your coupons or your interest from the bond. But if you get all those things right, which is the work you have to do up front, guess what? You can just go to sleep. Those bond payments will come in. If it's twice a year, if it's once a year, you will not have to break an additional sweat. So that's an example of a bond. A second passive income asset would be owning stocks. You buy a share on the stock market, you buy Apple or Tesla or perhaps Microsoft or MTN, which is currently having an offer. And once you do the initial work of putting in the money, making sure that this is a good company to invest in, that's it. You can and then in Nigeria, you have to make sure that you have your dividends from the company paid into your account via e-dividend. Once you've done that, because that can be a bit tenuous and a bit funny, but once you've done all that, the initial registration and making sure everything is connected seamlessly, you can basically set it and forget it for the most part. Maybe once a year, once every 2 years, just take a look at the annual returns of the company. Decide if you want to keep your investment there or not. It's a yes or no. but generally you won't have to put in any effort to get those dividends. MTN will do all the work for you, for instance, or Apple or Tesla or Microsoft or a slew of other companies that you can invest in. So another good potentially passive income is rental property. Now this can be 50-50. If it's a brand new rental property that's managed like a condo, that's managed, has a management company that takes care of it, literally you just set it and forget it. They take care of everything. They just let you know, oh, from your rent, they take out the cost of repairs, they take out their management fee, and then whatever's left afterwards is for you. However, if you get a rental property in that's a fix-me-upper that requires a lot of sweat equity, a lot of effort to set it, constant maintenance and repairs, it might not be so passive. So rental properties can be 50-50. They can be passive or not. But there are lots of properties, depending on the ones you get, like for instance, commercial properties, that can be pretty passive in terms of income. In Nigeria, you can get properties where you can enter into a bit of a long-term lease, a 10-year, 20-year lease, and you can agree with your tenant, if it's a commercial asset, this doesn't apply to residential, that they look after the property and they can sublet it and do whatever they want with it within reason, depending on your contract. And so if you have a 10-year lease with them and they've paid you up front, basically for 10 years, you just enjoy your passive income. And at the end of 10 years, you come back. So that's really with rental properties, it's really on a spectrum. There's a range from very passive to very active. Royalties is another form of passive income. And so this will be for our musicians, our artists out there, our movie makers out there. You get returns every time they show your movie, every time they play your songs. You can get a return. So if you're an artistic person and you've created works of art, whether it's music or art or movies or whatnot, then that's a really good passive income stream. You've done the performance once and you continue to reap in the benefits from it. Another form of passive income is affiliate marketing. And with affiliate marketing, you get to talk about the things that you love. So if you have a really good network, and especially with the advent of social media, this has opened so many avenues. If you have a lot of friends on Facebook, if you have a lot of followers on Instagram, if you run a YouTube channel, for instance, and you have a lot of subscribers, just talking about the things that you use and the things that you enjoy, and then people want to use them, and then you have a link that makes it easy for them. They don't have to go and do a search online on one of the search engines. They can just click on your links and guess what? They're right there and they can access that. And a lot of companies, there are a lot of websites that you can sign up for that give you opportunities to participate in affiliate marketing. Another one, the final one I'm going to talk about today is your own digital products. I don't know why my tongue is so twisty, huh? So your own digital products. So this could be if you make music, it could be if you do photography, it could be if you make YouTube videos or videos in general. It can also be courses and classes and seminars and talks, just different things. There are people who make money from their voice. If you have a good voice that makes, intro, like this is CNN. All of those things are digital products that can be packaged, but of course you wouldn't want to say this is CNN, probably something more generic that people use more often. And so in terms of digital products, if you have your own digital product, you put in the effort and the energy. If you're doing a course, for instance, you may spend 3 weeks or 3 months and hours recording and editing and refining and getting it right. But after you're done, that product, you can continue to use it. And everyone who buys it, you don't have to physically teach them. They can just buy your course digitally and use it. So I am going to conclude by saying that I think the truth is there's so many passive income opportunities that are not scams. They are legitimate opportunities. But if anyone is saying that you don't have to put in absolutely any effort, then that's a scam. You have to do your homework. You have to do your research. You have to think about who or which asset company is going to hold those assets or look after them for you. Because even if the asset is legitimate, if it's handled by a disreputable firm, then in essence, it's the same as it being a scam or not being legitimate or valid. I think when it comes to passive income, there is a spectrum, there's a range. Some are extremely passive in terms of you do very little. Typically, you'll find with that end of the spectrum, what you put in financially, your return on investment will almost always be lower. Just as a rule of thumb, sometimes you have exceptional circumstances, but just as a rule of thumb, your return on investment will always be lower. And then when you get to the other side of the spectrum where you're more kind of active in the process, then your return on investment tends to be greater. So, passive income, is it real or is it a scam? I would say, for the most part, it can be real, but you can get scammed. So, until next time, this is Good Eve. Subscribe, like, and share. Bye for now.